How many questions should I have? 10 or 15? 10 or 15? Lick my hand if you want 10. I'm gonna give him time to think about it. Ow! Look at me if you want 10. Look at me if you want 15. Ow! Up, up, up. Hey guys, alright, so I am doing it again. Did you guys hear him shock me in the beginning? Like, ow. I have my mint chocolate chip ice cream. And because I live alone, I don't need any judgment because this is mine. Okay, so we're gonna do a get to know you video. There were a few of you guys on Facebook that asked, and because I got so many questions when I was not expecting that, I'm just gonna go ahead and answer those, plus a few questions that I found on my own. So let's just get started. So the first question would be, which way should the toilet paper roll face? This is the toilet paper facing me. Like this. Not, how do I? Like this. Because then I can just like pull it from the top and I don't have to like grab it from under. Does anyone else feel me on that? Sugar cereal versus no sugar for kids. I have nieces, so I don't want to speak for my sister's kids. However, sugar cereal, any type of sugar for kids makes them hyper. I'm thinking of like future children that I plan to have. I don't think that having sugar cereal every once in a while is a bad thing. I've seen parents who have like limited sugar completely, Kix or Chex, like nothing, no sugar whatsoever. But like I grew up on Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like the Oreo O's, Spider-Man cereal. So to be honest, like my personal opinion would be sugar when it's limited and it's not in excess, it should be fine. That's just my opinion. I really like this question. This is favorite childhood memory and why. Like every time I'm asked this, this is one of the things that I share, and it's when me and my sister, we would ride our bikes. We would see the stoplight in the distance, like half a mile maybe, but we would see like stoplights on the corner of our apartment complex. We would like literally stop and watch the light turn green. And when it turned green, we knew that we could turn the corner. When it was red, we literally sat at the corner and just waited. It was exciting. It was like, you know, we're kids, we're not allowed to drive. So therefore we were like that's just how our imaginations worked. I also remember putting a blanket over my sister when she was little and having her try to find me around the room like she was a ghost. So like I would hide from her and she'd just be like, where are you? And like try to find me. And it was just funny. I think younger, and I don't quite remember this, but I remember seeing it on home videos, was like those little red and yellow tight cars and swimming in their Doughboy pool. I always loved swimming there. Just being at my grandparents in general, I really I remember just being completely elated. The fireplace was running, you gave us snacks, we were your grandkids, so we got a little spoiled. Those are my favorite childhood memories. Hannah asks, what do you like about me? What I like about you is that you're very thoughtful, you're very sweet, you're very goofy. Like when me and you met, like we hit it off because we both like tattoos. We were talking about, I don't even know what we talked about, honestly. We were just both really outgoing and goofy and like we get each other. We're both very sarcastic. So I like that about you. I like that you're very relatable. That's pretty much what I like about you. If you could meet anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be? First person I thought of, Steve Carell, hands down. The one who plays Michael Scott in The Office. I would sit down in a coffee shop having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and I would just want to listen to his life story. Or I would just listen to him the whole time, just tell me like a million jokes. Because I have seen that man on screen and off screen. He's basically just the same person, and I really like that, and he has a little bit of himself in his role. Another person would be Jason Bateman, because again, dry humor, he's funny. I like him a lot. I don't know, I think I just really like older actors who have that dry humor. Something like, you know, a little spicy about that. Just gonna stop there. A quick story of your life and upbringing. So this is such a good question. I have not actually formally shared this on a video, and I feel like I'm ready to actually share with the masses. I was in an abusive situation. As I grew up, I had me and my sister, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa, my uncle, and my aunt were main ones in my life. My cousins, Zach and Donovan, they were pretty much my little buddies, and I really do thank my family for the life they gave me growing up. I had birthday parties, I got to swim all the time, I got snacks, I got treats. That was what it was like being the firstborn, and then my sister and my brother were born, so, you know, whatever. I'm just kidding. I love them so much. I grew up basically in an Asian culture, so my heritage is Taiwanese, and my father is African American. I was really accustomed to Chinese culture, and I'm very, very proud of that. Because of some of those traumatic things in my past, like, I don't quite remember all of it. Like, some of my childhood is very choppy, but generally speaking, as I look back, I'm thankful for the childhood that I had, even though it wasn't quite the same as like people that I would know in school. Like, they had a different dynamic than me, but I'm still thankful for the dynamic that I had, if that makes sense. So you wanted quick, you wanted short, there you go. What accomplishment do you feel most proud of? That's a really good question. If anything, writing, like my writing comes to mind, because I love to write, and I've always, like, from a very young age, since like as early as 4th grade, I remember just writing stories and like wanting to just write for the fun of it, like not even as an assignment that was due. You know, I've always written poetry, like I keep a journal, things like that. So I'm just really proud of my accomplishment of writing. And that's not something I ever show, but if you guys see like posts that I put on Instagram or Facebook, you can kind of tell the writing that comes from all this experience that I have. What do you want to be doing in 5 years, 10 years as well? So I'm gonna be 30 this year, which is crazy to think about. I'm no longer gonna be in my 20s. I'm going to be hitting 30. 5 years I'll be 35, and then 10 years I'll be 30. So 5 years, you know, as I get to that point, I keep saying like, you know, by 35, I at least want a family. I want to be able to like buy my own home. Like, I will not beat myself up if I am still renting out an apartment, living the simplistic lifestyle, because I don't think that you always have to have it big. I do want to be able to pay off my student loans in 5 years. And if it doesn't happen in 5 years, I don't really know what I'm doing. Can you sit down? Yes. And then 10 years, I have not even thought that far. I do know that like a desire of mine is to get married within the next 10 years. I would really hope that that would happen. If that never happens, then it never happens. If it does in that timeline, great. I do also want to finish my master's of arts in clinical health counseling in 2 years' time, probably starting next year. Crossing my fingers. So by 35, I'll have finished my master's degree, which that is the plan. By 35, I hope to have finished my master's degree. Also, I want to write a book, and it's come to my mind. So therefore, when I get a laptop this year, I'm going to actually start writing out chapters for my book. I hope within the next 5 years that I do publish something. You could call it an autobiography of my life. What is a family trait that isn't necessarily the healthiest? Now, I looked up random questions, and this one came up, and I didn't really want to go there. So anger would be the unhealthy trait in my family. Something that I've noticed over the years is that we actually are very strong advocates for each other. If we see that something that we care about is being crossed in any way, I guess if someone is messing with something we care about, then we are going to say something, and we are not going to allow ourselves to be crossed. We care about the things we care about, so therefore when those things are messed with, we have a problem with that. And that's all I'll say. I think that was a really good way to put it, actually. Next question would be, what kitchen appliance do I use every day? Typically when I have tea, I actually use my coffee maker for my tea and my dishwasher. What is your favorite family tradition? And honestly, all I could think about was Thanksgiving and Christmas, where we get together. And now that I'm away from home, you know, that doesn't happen as often. But growing up, every single holiday, me and my family were together. I don't remember any holiday that me and my family weren't together. They spent every holiday preparing and cooking, and it felt like family. And that's something that I really appreciated growing up. What 3 things do I think of most each day? I think of how far I've come. I think about my family and if they're safe. I truly do want to be a better person, and I feel like there's times where like I am not the best person that I could be. So therefore I'm just like, how can I be better? You know, or like, what can I do tomorrow that will like change the narrative? Because like, I'm just very proud of myself for kind of getting out of those negative thoughts and like the negative place that I used to be in, to where it's like now I'm more motivated to like actually make changes and also just take accountability for the things that I've done. What did you want to be when you were younger? I wanted to be a teacher. I think I just always wanted to make a difference. I wanted to be someone who could teach someone or who could encourage somebody. And I had teachers that they were like my hero, or they were my advocate, or I went to them when I felt like I was being bullied or things like that. I truly do feel like I'm a counselor because that just is who I am. I'm encouraging, I'm loving. I truly want people to succeed. And even if I can't change your situation, it's like I care about you as a person and I value you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how funny are you? I think I'm just very goofy. I'm super joyful, or I'll say something or I'll make a face. Honestly, I think I am pretty funny. Probably like an 8 or a 9 because I don't always want to be funny. And like sometimes I don't even try to be funny and like people think I'm funny and they laugh at me and I'm just like, I'm not even being funny right now. I'm glad I can make you laugh. If money was no object, what would you do all day? I would road trip, honestly. Like if my car was in better condition to where I could just drive and drive and drive, I would do that. I'm thinking specifically of Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. I would probably buy coffee and man, I'm so boring. I'm trying to think of what else I would do. What else would I do? I guess if money was no object, I would publish a book. Like I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just publish my own book and like do it on my own without having to pay somebody. Buy my dog endless treats, and I would buy him a new bed, and I would buy him like all of the things that I wish I could buy him. There's just so much. I guess I would want to travel the world. I would just want to travel and like I would want to see the sunset in a plane, and I would want to see the sunrise in a plane, and I would want to maybe go on a cruise, but I would have to take like motion sickness pills so that I wouldn't throw up. And I'd eat all the ice cream in the world that I could. Thank you for asking the questions. Thank you for listening to me ramble. If you want any other types of videos, leave it in the comments below and let me know what types of videos you want me to do. I could do makeup, girl. I could do hair. Sorry, there's guys watching too. I can do advice videos or story times. You name it. You tell me what you want and I'll do it. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.